Welcome, everybody. Luxury Fridays, Michael LaFido coming to you live May 6th. It sounds weird to say that we're in the month of May already, but we are here in the Chicagoland area. It's been a wet spring. Hopefully the sun's going to be coming out soon, but really looking forward to today's show. We're going to be talking a little bit about some of the takeaways that I got at the T3 Summit, which is an amazing conference that Stefan Swinepoel puts on and his team. Literally, it's the who's who in real estate attends and speaks at this event. So I'm very honored to be on that invite-only list. So that is what we're going to be talking about a little bit today. And of course, we'll be answering any questions that you guys might have. We are 5 days away from next week's luxury designation training in Chicago. We're really excited. Again, if you guys have any questions, you can go to luxurydesignation.com, luxurydesignation.com, and you can see that come across your screen right now, luxurydesignation.com. It's going to be an amazing event, literally jam-packed full of content on Thursday, May 12th. We start at 9 a.m. and we'll bring in lunch and we'll go to 4:30 p.m. and then we have some live entertainment. We have the Jake and Elwood from the Blues Brothers are going to be kicking off open bar. And then Friday, next Friday, we're going to be touring two mansions. We can't wait. It's a $10.5 million mansion and a $6.5 million mansion. Then we're going to go back to the hotel. We're going to debrief and talk a little bit about those properties and how you would market them and what you saw as far as opportunity to position differently or more effectively. And so we're looking forward to that. What is going on, Ryan? Ryan from Chicago Title. Hey, join. Feel free to join us, Ryan. I'm going to put on a link. You guys don't have to download anything. Literally, if you want me to bring you on camera, all you got to go to is this link that I put in the comment sections. But if you guys go to StreamYard.com and / and all those letters there, literally, you'll come into my studio and I'll bring you on camera and we can interact. That would be great. For those of you that are watching live on Instagram, go to luxuryfridays.com, Luxury Fridays. Click on that top link. You'll be redirected over to my YouTube channel, or go straight to YouTube and click on Marketing Luxury Group is our channel, Marketing Luxury Group, and you'll see the live stream where you can ask questions and I can bring you on camera. So feeling much better this week. I had a little bit of a cold last week. Again, just a couple housekeeping items. If you guys are literally joining us live, great. If you're watching the replay, we have these every week, each Friday, called Luxury Fridays. Next week, our Luxury Fridays, we might be doing it from the hotel. We'll see. Next week, as I mentioned, we have our designation training on Thursday, and then Friday is our mansion tour. We call that the bonus day of our course. This is going to be our fourth in-person Lux designation training in 2022. Kicked off the year in Denver. Amazing event there. At that event, we had some agents flying from 9 different states, and we had one agent do a Facebook Live at a mansion, and Jamie from North Carolina, and she shared with me how she got a $1 million and a potential $1.4 million buy side and listing from her Facebook Live video. Our second event we did this year was just outside of San Antonio, which I was at this week, in Fredericksburg, Texas, the Hill Country, and we did an amazing event there and had some great agents and great trainings, and had a mansion tour of an $17 million home, Our third one was in Miami a few weeks back, and this will be our fourth one. So really looking forward to that. So let me share with you my screen, and I want to share with you right here. Uh, there we go. This was the uh, this was the event that I just got back from. As I mentioned, it's called the T3 Summit. It's an invite only event, and literally you can see a lot of C-level executives, invitation only, a lot of tech. There was a big tech push. Rich Barton, CEO of Zillow, kicked off the day on Wednesday morning. Uh, but there's Nick Bailey, who is the now the president and CEO of Remax. He spoke at it. Gino from Bellafari from Home Services of America, which is basically Berkshire Hathaway. He presented along with others, and I share that with you because like the old Wayne Gretzky says, don't go where the puck is going. Excuse me, don't go where the puck is, go to where it's going. Well, that's exactly why we go to these events, right? So we're talking with some top-notch CEOs, industry leaders. They're sharing what's working. They're sharing, hey, interest rates, as you know, are going up. What does that mean? What does that mean for the rest of 2022? What does that mean 2023 and beyond? So these are some of the topics that we're talking about at these events. And again, I'm happy to come back and share with you what we're seeing there. Um, also, want to quickly share with you, I want to keep my good friend Trey in our prayers. He's having a procedure on his heart. I've talked to you about Trey before. Trey's actually going to be my 190th podcast. My 190th podcast. My 188th came out this week. Heidi Joy. Uh, Heidi was our 188th podcast. But Trey's going to be our 190th. And literally, you guys can go to luxurylistingpodcast.com, luxurylistingpodcast.com to hear our podcast, to watch replays. So go to luxurylistingpodcast.com. It's on iTunes, it's on Stitcher, Spotify. But Trey's going to be our 190th podcast. Trey's a great guy. I actually helped co-found a diversity designation with Trey and a couple other people last year around this time in March of 2021. And Trey was part of that. And he's got a heart procedure today. And basically his heart isn't running at full capacity. So I told Trey we'll help raise awareness. We'll get some prayers for Trey. And we'll also, if anybody feels it on their heart, would like to donate, that's the GoFundMe link right there. And so Trey's going to be our 190th episode, but keep Trey in your prayers today. A great guy doing some great things in the industry. And more importantly, he needs our thoughts and prayers today. So wanted to make sure we covered that in the beginning. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some key takeaways from the T3 Summit, as I mentioned. Again, those of you that are just joining us, my name is Michael LaFido. I'm the author of the book, Luxury Listing Specialist. I'm the founder of the Lux designation called Luxury Listing Specialist. And we're producing free content each Friday. You're joining us on luxuryfridays.com, luxuryfridays.com. For those of you that are watching, you might be watching on LinkedIn or a Facebook page or perhaps Twitter or Instagram. You guys can go to always Luxury Fridays for the most updated links for where I'm speaking, our upcoming events locally here in the Chicagoland market. We've been doing lunch and learns the past 6 months. They've been a huge success. Local agents are giving us amazing feedback, and we'll be talking to you about upcoming lunch and learns. But our big event is coming up next week. This will be the luxury event in 2022. So whether you're a newer agent, whether you're new to luxury or you want to break into luxury, or you're already a luxury agent and you're just looking to diversify and differentiate yourself a little bit more, there's literally something for everybody. I was in Cabo, called 2 months ago now, and I was having dinner with my good friend that I met at my luxury event in Denver, Henry Liu. And Henry Liu literally He's a top producing agent. He's a luxury agent, but he came to our event because he wanted to get better and wanted to network. And he shared with me when I was in Cabo in March, which was 47 days after my training, he shared with me he got 3 nuggets that he attributed to $8 million in additional sales in his pipeline based on the 3 things that I taught Peter. And so I share that with you because he is already a luxury agent, and he got 3 nuggets that he implemented. And when I saw him 47 days after my training, he attributed that to $8 million in volume. So I want to share that with you because there's something for everybody, whether you're a newer agent or you're a seasoned veteran agent. So that's something that I wanted to share with you. Additionally, I want to share with you, this is our website for our designation event. Literally, we're 5 days and 22 hours and 48 minutes away from kicking this thing off. It's going to be amazing. You can go to luxurydesignation.com, luxurydesignation.com, and there's going to be something for everybody. It's going to be an amazing event, and we can't wait. We're really excited. We got some industry influencers coming in from various trade associations and diversity associations. We're excited about that. And we have some people coming and audit the course as well because they're thinking about launching that for their group. So we're really excited about that. Again, when you go to luxuryfridays.com, you'll see the links. You'll see ways that you guys can be in contact with us. And as always, if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com, michael@marketingluxurygroup.com. But you guys are here to learn new tips and suggestions. And just a reminder, I do believe that the fastest way for you as an agent to get instant credibility from your database and your sphere and people that know you, like you, and trust you is when you land that first high-end unique property, or better yet, maybe you consistently land those high-end and unique properties. And that's what we're really going to talk about, not just today, but every Luxury Friday. We do have people watching this that are consumers, that are friends of mine on social media that might not be an agent, and we'll take questions, whether it be market related, interest rate related, a what if scenario related, and many times we're giving out advice to consumers. During the pandemic in the spring of 2020, we launched a series much like today, but it was where we interviewed top luxury influencers and CEOs of luxury divisions and various things. And I literally had a consumer, Laura, jump on, and she asked questions about real estate, and her home had been on the market with another agent, and we provided enough value that eventually she wanted a second opinion, and we became that second opinion. So this isn't just for the licensed real estate agent, the team leader, the broker owner, although that is our focus. But if you are a consumer, feel free to jump on and ask any questions. So, all right. So let me know where you guys are watching from. If you would, type in the in the comment field. If you're watching this live, let me know where you're watching. I can even watch on Instagram. And let me know where you guys are watching from. That would be awesome. I can see what platform you're watching on because it lets me know that. So I'm going to fast forward to a couple things that I want to share. I've told my story a lot to people. Maybe you've heard this story in the past. When I first started out in real estate in 2000, I was a teacher at Glenbard and had a guy that I played basketball with, Lou, and he threw me a bone basically and said, "Hey, here's my first listing was a condo in this building in Glen Ellen, Illinois, across from the College of DuPage, or like I like to call it because I went there, UCLA, university closest to Lambert Avenue." So literally, that was our first listing. And then, fast forward a few years later, we represent some amazing properties. So I share that with you because literally we all start somewhere. I've done trainings all across the country. We've taken our course to Nashville, to Florida, to California, you name it. And we like to tour mansions as part of our tour. And that's what we're doing next Friday. This was the Nashville mansion that was on the market for $15 million. And I mentioned our podcast. We are definitely looking to bring more guests on. So you have a success story. We want to hear about it. You have a struggle that you overcome. We want to hear about it. That's really what we're all about. We're about empowering agents to do better in the industry, to do better in the world. And that's really what we're about. I'm going to be interviewing somebody for our podcast 192, Teresa Bowe. And she's got an amazing story. And she's going to talk about overcoming, I guess, hurdles to be successful in luxury real estate, which we all have to overcome various hurdles. Her hurdle is going to be different than other people's hurdles, but that's going to be our podcast 192. So if you have something, what's up, Cody? How you doing out in Colorado? Man, Cody, that doesn't look like you. I guess I don't ever see you without a hat on, but man, looking luxury there, buddy. I love it. And Ryan, what is up, my buddy Ryan from Chicago Title? So you guys feel free to chime in with some questions, and I'm going to throw the link up here again if you guys want. Oh, by the way, if you want to join and jump on here, this is the link. I'll type it in the comment section one more time so that you guys can join me live here. And let me see here. I'm going to share. Nope, that's not it. Hide. 1 second. I'm going to invite, copy to clipboard. There we go. All right. So this is the link. It's at the top of the comment section for those of you that are watching that would like to join me today. Again, this is Cody was at, well, no, you weren't, but your wife was at this event when we had our luxury designation event in Denver. So we're getting back to some key concepts today. I'm a big believer that when you grow your knowledge, your confidence will grow. When you grow your knowledge, your confidence will grow. And that's what we're talking about today. So just came back from San Antonio, was at that amazing conference. And the key elements, one of the questions that that the panel, the moderator asked the various guests was, where do you see the real estate market in 3 years? And they asked that of every brand, basically every CEO of every major brand. And you got various, you got various degrees of questions and answers. And so what I can tell you is the common theme was, real estate is still about relationships. Technology is there to make real estate agents and the consumers' lives easier. But at the end of the day, there's been companies that have studied the various platforms. They interviewed Gary Keller from the stage and via stream. And the common answer was, at the end of the day, a lot of agents' websites and a lot of companies' websites are very similar. There's not a ton of difference out there. And at the end of the day, it's really about relationships. It's really about relationships. So you as real estate agents want to bring as much value to the table to your current clients, your past clients, and touch base with them periodically, see if there's anything they need, and be in touch with them consistently. Top of mind awareness. One statistic that jumped out at me, Nick Bailey shared with that, is right now we have so many real estate agents, so many people getting into real estate over the last year and a half because the markets are hot, right? There's more, according to NAR, there's more realtors than any time ever before, about 1.6 million. But the reality is, in the next few years, 87% of those agents getting licensed today, 87% of those agents getting licensed today will be out of the business within 5 years. 87%. Okay. Because people getting real estate because they think it's easy or they can make a quick dollar. And it's not as easy as everybody sees. $1 million agent, I can tell you, it's not like that in real life. this house that I represent in Chicagoland, it's $9.5 million. I've had it on for 6.5 years. It's been on for over 8 years. Michael Jordan, the greatest athlete of all time, his home's been on market for 10 years. So it's not like $1 million agent when you see them tour and there's multiple offers and there's a lot of memes out there, what real estate agents really do and what the consumer and what my wife or my significant other thinks I really do, right? So again, it's not easy. Everybody is looking, unfortunately, in a lot of industries. People look for this Staples button, the that was easy button, and there's not a lot of easy buttons in real life, right? There's not a lot of real easy buttons in real life, and I can tell you the day-to-day grind is what is going to take for you to continue to be successful as the market shifts, and the market is shifting. There's no doubt about the market shifting. You're seeing days on market increase. You're seeing interest rates increase because inflation is not sustainable. Inflation is much higher than they're telling you, 8 to 10%. All you got to do is go to the grocery store, go to the gas pump. I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday. He filled his company car, and it's a smaller car, $75, right, to fill a smaller car. So these things aren't sustainable, and it's going to take a hit. But unlike the one thing that we have going for us today, unlike we had when the market 14, 15 years ago was skyrocketing, for those of you that remember, back in 06 and 07 when the market was and houses were going up like crazy. What was happening then is people were taking equity out of their homes. They're doing home equity lines of credit, and they were refinancing, and their home they bought 500 and it was worth 800 a year later. They took 250 out, and then guess what? A few years later, their home was only worth 450. And we're not seeing that today. Knock on wood. That's a good thing, like we saw years ago. So people have equity in their home, but they're being smarter with it this time around than they were 12 to 14 years ago, and that is key. That is key. All right. Let's see if we have any questions. Anybody have any questions? Please type them in, or better yet, come on the camera. You don't have to download anything with our software. You literally click on the link and or type in that long goofy URL, streamyard.com/that there, and we'll bring you on. And those of you that are watching live here on Instagram, if you have questions, the easiest way to answer those questions would be go to our, either if we're connected on Facebook, ask them there, or better yet, go to our YouTube channel and literally go to Marketing Luxury Group and hit subscribe. I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. If you go to YouTube channel, which you see it right now on your screen, and in that search bar, you literally type in marketingluxurygroup.com. You'll be redirected over to our page. We have 323 videos currently on there. You'll see there's a live button going on. You can click live, but you'll hit that subscribe button and you'll be able to ask questions. That's going to be the easiest thing when you hit subscribe. Whenever we have an upcoming video, like later today, we have Teresa Bowe. It's going to be on our program. We're going to actually interview her for our podcast that will be released in a few weeks, but we're going to stream it live today because there's going to be some great nuggets. You'd be notified of that. So, all right. Anybody have any questions? Your Mac doesn't support StreamYard. All right. So that's the first I'm hearing of that, but I will let you know here. I'm going to, good old Google. Does Mac computer, let me hear, does StreamYard. I'm going to go to, does StreamYard work with Macs? There we go. StreamYard can work on a variety of devices. So it's saying it works on a variety of devices, but I'm not sure if it works on a Mac, so I'm sorry about that. But the best way would be for you, Susan, to just type in uh, your 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 question. Now you should be able to watch on a Mac all day, but if you can't watch on a Mac, then Susan, the best thing would be go to YouTube and watch it straight live on my YouTube channel. But feel free to type in your question, um, and that would be awesome. And don't forget, while I got you here, I'm going to bring up luxury specials. There we go. I want to bring up this right here, guys. This is something. This is kind of my my little project, um, but I'm going to share this with you. This is something that you guys. I know I've talked about my objection handling playing cards in the past, but okay, at least you can watch. Okay, I'm glad you can watch, Susan. But if you guys go to luxuryspecialsgear.com, this is our store, if you will, and we got some great T-shirts on here, men's and women's, and we got great sweatshirts on here. Um, and this is kind of our flagship product, just our simple luxury specials. But there's different colors. There's my American luxury, luxury redefined, location, location, location. That's what real estate is all about. That's something that we love there. So I just want to share that with you guys. And as always, if you have any questions about our specialist gear, about our T-shirts, or about our book, feel free to reach out to us. And if you're getting value, please leave us a like, leave us a review. All right. Any questions? Any questions? Um, I'd love to bring somebody on today, break it up a little bit. But next week, as I mentioned, we have our big event in Chicago. We're really excited about it. And by the way, we have tons of great resources too. If you guys go to just join Lux Group, and if you guys are curious, maybe you're with a brokerage right now and you're maybe not happy and you want to hear what else is out there, and our team is growing. We'd love to talk to you about what we can do to help you grow your brand, and that would be something that you can reach out to us on that website that we just shared with you. All right. So any questions? All right. So we do have a question. Susan, so I do have a question. I have a lead gen service and I have a lot of leads of 800K plus up to $7 million buyer budgets. That's great. So that's a good question. So that's a good problem to have. So I got to assume, but I don't want to assume, you know what they say about assumptions, but are you asking how can you convert those quicker, more? So there's your second part. I'm working with a woman now, but it's in the early stages and I do not want to blow this. We've spoken, but have not met. I want to make a good first impression. So dialogue, just keeping the best form of dialogue is asking this woman, and maybe you can just type in her first name and we can role play a little bit, Susan. But first impressions are important. Communicating with them the way they want to be communicated with is important. So if they prefer text, you text. If they prefer phone call, you call. If they prefer email, if they prefer video, those are all things that you want to communicate with them, or in her case, uh, Nancy is her name. You want to communicate with Nancy the way Nancy wants to be communicated with. So, so if I were to be in communication with Nancy, I'd say, hey, Nancy, Michael LaFido here. I look forward to continue the conversation and find you that off-market property or that property that comes on before anybody else finds out about it. Nancy, what's the best way to communicate with you? Do you prefer text, call, email, video message? What's the best way to communicate? I want to make sure I communicate with you the way you want to be communicated with. So that's going to be important. Okay. So communicate with her. Um, okay, good. So you've done all those. She loves some videos I sent her in areas she's interested. So keep doing what she loves, right? So if she's giving you feedback, if Nancy's giving you feedback that she likes those videos, continue to send her videos. Maybe go preview properties, some broker opens, some new listings, and do the video walkthrough. That would be something I would continue to recommend. Bring value. She might not know that area. So bring value on market updates to those areas. What's come on? What's sold? What's the average sale price today in May of 2022 versus May of last year, or even 6 months ago? Is it trending upward? Is it balanced? Is it neutral? Is it going down, right? So bring value, content people love. Many people vote with their wallets and they buy with their wallets. So continue to bring value on the marketplace for her. That's what I'd recommend to you, Susan. That's a great question. Thank you for asking that. All right. Any other questions, comments? All right. Good. Let me see here. All right. So just checking to see here if we have any further comments, and I'm not seeing any right now. So let me oh, you're welcome. I'm glad that was helpful, Susan. And that's what we're here for. Again, I call this AMA. So on our Luxury Fridays, we're going to have structured content, but we also dedicate a good portion to what I call AMA, Ask Me Anything. So you as an agent, a newer agent, a seasoned veteran agent, an agent with a boutique, an agent with Sotheby's or Compass or Remax, we all have questions. Luxury Fridays is brand agnostic. It's open to everybody. And from time to time, we might even have a strategic partner jump on, and we'll bring them on to ask questions. And that's really what we're all about. So you're welcome, Susan. Thanks for the question. Thanks for the feedback. We're here to help any way we can. And, I just want to reiterate some basic information with you guys. I get asked all the time about luxury. How do you define luxury, Mike? How do you define luxury? How do you define luxury? I believe that there's 4 primary price points in most markets, and in some markets there's a 5th price point. So the 4 primary price points are pictured right here on the screen. Really, I call them buckets. You really want to start with bucket number 2 because that's the easiest price point to figure out in your market. You can talk to your MLS, you can talk to a title company or a lender if you don't know how to gather this information. But bucket number 2 is the average price point for your market or markets. Maybe you serve multiple markets and that average price point is different for each market. So you want to start with that. That's kind of the prerequisite or the baseline is bucket number 2. Now below bucket number 2 is what we call starter price points or entry level. Now, again, entry level is different for condos and it is different than townhouses, which is different than single family homes. So again, you might not memorize all this, but again, just familiarize yourself with the 4 bucket concept. So bucket number 1 is starter or entry level for your market. Bucket number 2 is what we call the average price point for your market. Bucket number 3 is what we define as high-end homes. And we define a high-end home as a home that is 2 times the average sale price. And then bucket number 3 is high-end. And bucket number 4 is what we define as luxury, is what we call luxury. All right. So I want to go over one quick thing as well with you. And let me see right here, luxury. All right. So one thing I want to cover with you guys today as well is I want to share with you one thing. I'm stopping the share and I'm bringing this over real quick because I want to go over this with you. And so one thing that came out this week, which I'm really excited, in multiple markets and over 250,000 realtors are going to see this. I contributed to a publication called Chicago Agent Magazine, and I wrote an article on how to break into the luxury real estate market. And I'm going to drop that link right into the comments section. I'm going to drop that link for you guys to read that later. I'd love to hear your feedback on it. But how to break into the luxury market, and you see that on the screen. It's a long URL, so but you guys can literally go to just chicagoagentmagazine.com and type in luxury, And this is the article I wrote. Again, I'm not going to read it for you and insult your intelligence, but it's about 6 paragraphs, 7 paragraphs. And there's other top coaches out there, including Buffini and so forth, that I'm very honored to associate with. But this was the company's luxury issue, and I was lucky enough to contribute to it. So take a look at that. I'd love to get your guys' thoughts on that, on how to break into the luxury real estate market. And this just came out this week. Susan, thanks for the feedback. And again, you guys can always go and take our course on demand by going to luxurylistingspecialist.com, and that's just luxury listing specialist. Again, generalists get paid, specialists get wealthy, and our course is called Luxury Listing Specialist versus Luxury Listing Generalist. So hopefully you guys get value from that. And if you're interested in hosting an upcoming luxury designation training, reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk to you about the requirements and what that looks like as far as our upcoming course. So I wanted to share that with you. This article just came out this week, Chicago Agent Magazine. It came out to their South Florida market, to Phoenix, to Houston, and some other markets. Over 250,000 agents subscribe to Chicago Agent Magazine, and they just did a nice e-blast for us in our upcoming training that we're doing next week. All right. Any questions? You guys got any questions? Again, if you're getting value from this, leave us a like, leave us a review, leave us a 5-star review on our podcast or our book. We could always use more of those, but I wanted to share with you this article that just came out today. We're really excited about it. And you can find out more. Again, our magazine just came out, not our magazine, but we're on the cover. Our $2.25 million property we just put on the cover of the real estate book. It's going to be stuffed in many newspapers, suburban newspapers here in the Chicagoland market. I'm doing some everyday direct mail to the neighborhood where this house is, as well as to the neighborhood that we farm. And we're really excited about that. So, all right. Anything else? I want to answer any questions that anybody else has. Michael LaFido, you're watching us live on multiple platforms right now, including LinkedIn and some other platforms. Appreciate everybody that is joining us this Friday, first week of May. Now, guys, historically speaking, in many seasonal markets, when I say seasonal, Chicagoland, the markets that have cold winters, but even in the warmer climates, you have a prime selling season. And pre-COVID is different, of course, than during COVID and post-COVID. But pre-COVID in the Chicagoland market, your 4 prime months to sell a home would be April, May, actually March, April, May, and June. March, April, May, and June. Those would be the 4 prime months. July would probably be the 5th, but March, April, May, and June. Now we are in, May already. So we are in the thick of the prime selling season, post-COVID as well. So again, if you guys know of anybody in the Chicagoland market, or you're watching this and you know somebody that needs a second opinion, maybe they're thinking about putting their home on this year or next year, and they're not sure what to invest in, that's a good time to reach out to me. Or as a realtor, as you're watching this, that's a good message to get out to your database. Hey, if you're thinking about selling in the next year, don't do a lot of home improvements first. Reach out to me, reach out to another professional. We'll let you know if it's a good ROI, a good return on investment. I don't want you to do what my client Alan did in Burr Ridge, Illinois, several years ago, about 4 years ago now. We sold their home for over $1.2 million. They bought leaf guards. They spent $25,000 to put leaf guards on their gutters, where that $25,000 to change out light fixtures, to remove wallpaper, to neutralize and stage. that would have covered it all. And they would have got a 10x return on their investment versus a 0x return on their investment because of the leaf guards. Um, oh, hey, thanks for listening. Again, German, you've been on in the past. I appreciate your support. And if you guys have any questions, continue to post them here. Or as I showed you earlier, the other thing is you can literally shoot me an email. I'm going to put my contact information up here one more time. Um, my contact information is going to be appearing on your screen right now. And that's probably the best way for you to shoot me an email. If you're watching a replay of this, this is the best way for you to get in contact with me. Shoot me a note, Michael at Marketing Luxury Group, or go to luxuryfridays.com. And just a reminder, we have our big upcoming training next week in Chicago, luxurydesignation.com. And just a reminder to keep my friend Trey in your prayers. He's got a heart procedure today. They're checking it out. Hopefully, it's something they can work with, but he's got an enlarged heart and he is a little bit underinsured, he shared with us. And so anything that you guys can do prayer wise or financial wise, and anybody that does donate to his GoFundMe and you type in something about luxury, he'll notify us and you guys will be entered into a raffle. We'll be giving away a bunch of prizes as a thank you for donating to my friend Trey's cause. All right. Any other questions? Michael LaFido here. You guys have been awesome. I want to just kind of wrap this up by just a reminder to continue to build others up. Build others up. Come from a good place of kindness. I can do better. We all can do better. And I got a nice little note before I gotta cover this. Susan, thank you. Oh, thank you, Susan. So you learned something through a podcast. Find out what your client's interested in. Yeah, find some kind of commonality, right? They like going on a Harley ride. You have a Harley, right? They like college football. You like college football, right? We call that some kind of synergies. Figure out something that you guys have in common, and it's a great way to break the ice. And thank you for the prayers for Trey, Susan. I appreciate that. But one of the directors of major luxury real estate brands, I won't mention her name, when she spoke this week at that T3 summit, she talked about doing better for the industry no matter what brand you're with, right? If you're with Coldwell Banker, you can help others outside of Coldwell Banker. If you're EXP, you can help others outside of EXP. If you're Keller Williams, it doesn't, raising the bar for the industry. And that's really what I'm trying to do. I hope we're doing that. I'm trying to raise the bar for the industry. And I'm trying to help agents bring more value to the consumer. If an agent brings more value to the consumer, that helps all of us. That helps all of us. German, you have a great question. I've been seeing a lot of more high-end and luxury homes and pre-foreclosure. Well, I do think you're going to see more and more of that in the future. People, there's a lot of Americans right now that are doing well, like the rich are getting richer. However, there's a segment of our population in all brackets that have lost their jobs, right? I was at a Who's Who in Luxury Real Estate conference a week ago, excuse me, in Laguna at the Ritz-Carlton, and the keynote speaker is like, hey, I know a lot of you guys have done amazing over the last 2 years. He goes, keep in mind, there's a lot of us that have struggled. Like, I had to reinvent myself. This guy did public speaking, and of course, there weren't events going on. It's hard to keynote events when there's no events. So there's a lot of people out there that their businesses were affected negatively. And so you are going to see more short sales and foreclosures of all price points. But I do feel like those upper price points, there are going to be people too that, maybe they're not making the kind of money they made before. Maybe the market is declining. personally, you know, they could have maybe got out while the market was hot, but they held on. I just had a $2 million listing that I canceled yesterday. They foreclosed on it. Literally, the bank took it back. That was a divorce situation. So you don't know what people are going through, right? Life is what drives real estate. Somebody's getting divorced, somebody's getting married, so keep in mind, life is what drives real estate. It's not who the president is or what interest rates are, or what inflation is, but there are factors that affect real estate, right? What's going on in Europe and gas prices and inflation and interest rates, those have a downward pressure. Just like when rates are really low, those have an upward pressure, a backdraft, if you will. So great question, but I do think you'll see some steady maybe increase in some of those upper price points in the future when those markets slow down. Great question, great point. Again, you guys have been excellent. My name is Michael LaFido. Again, tune in each week. You guys can go to Luxury Fridays. We try to update those links on Monday. So if you go to Luxury Fridays on Monday or Tuesday, you should have the most updated link. Again, 90% of our Luxury Fridays are on Fridays, but if there is a potential conflict, we will bump it up earlier in the week. Next Friday, I'll be doing a mansion tour at 11 a.m. Central, so we won't be doing Luxury Fridays at 11 a.m. I can tell you that because I'll be on a tour bus and we'll be touring some mansions in the Chicagoland market. Again, it's not too late to sign up for our designation. Come on up to Chicago. You can go to luxurydesignation.com. It's going to be, I think, the luxury event of 2022. And that's literally, you can just go to luxurydesignation.com, luxurydesignation.com, and find out more information about the event, what it is, what it isn't. We got some great sponsors. We got some great events planned for next week. And again, looking forward to that. Those of you that are watching the replay, thank you. Thank you for sticking around. Those of you who are watching live, thank you. My name is Michael LaFido. You guys have been great. Keep raising the bar, and hopefully we brought value to you this week. Again, prove them wrong. Turn off the news. Build others up. We have a lot more in common than you think. And that is it for this week. My name is Michael LaFido. Make it a great Friday. We'll talk to you soon.